Hi, my name is Russ Dunning with Kind Performance Physical Therapy. I'm coming to you today to introduce one of our favorite mobility tools that we use to address both pain, dysfunction, and particularly dysfunctions related to mobility. So this is a product by Rock Tape. They made more or less a rubber type band, very thick, strong band. It's about 8 feet long, and they call it Rock Floss. And the flossing technique is really meant to address a few key areas when it comes to working on either rehabilitation or an improvement of movement by addressing your dysfunctions. And so today I want to talk with you a little bit about that. This is our favorite tool in our clinics, largely because it becomes a quick home tool for you to improve how well you move. So this is something that at home you learn how to do yourself when we teach it to you, but to address pain, say you have a swollen knee or a swollen ankle, you either sprain your ankle or say you just had surgery and you have an area that's chronically swollen and thick. By wrapping the knee, just like this, in a sequential pattern, we call it a 50-50 overlap. By overlapping and putting about a 50% stretch on the band, you can wrap up an entire limb. Either, again, your ankle joint, your knee joint, it could be in the middle of your calf or in the middle of your thigh. It's quite easy to do on your own leg. You wrap it. Once it's wrapped, you can wrap it with a fair amount of compression, but we usually hold the wrap on for about 3 to 5 minutes. When it's on, this is your time to work productively on your dysfunction. So if it's swollen, you wrap up the knee with some compression like Kiara did, and she's just going to extend out her knee about 20 to 30 times. This is more or less going to be an active pump through the joint, kind of by smashing the tissue together and then gliding it back and forth. We're encouraging a bit of a restriction in that area. And then when she takes it off, there's going to be a tsunami wave of movement through the limb that's going to inevitably help create more freedom in your joint. Largely, the restriction is due to either swelling or edema or possibly some internal scar tissue. This helps address that. So we can do some leg pumps like this, or if it is for the knee or the ankle, you can get the limb more or less above your heart. So if you are addressing swelling, you can do some maybe upside down cycling of the limb back and forth. And again, this could be post-operative. It could be post a strain or an injury or trauma where your leg or your limb or your foot or your thigh doesn't really move well. You can do this with your arm. It's just I'm demonstrating it with the leg right now. So again, you might do this for several minutes, and then you simply go ahead and unwrap the limb, and then you can repeat those same stretches you did. So if the knee is tight, just like we're showing you, you can unwrap the floss band and then lie back down and follow it up with that same stretch again. So now she'll lie back down, and she can just hug the knee deep into her chest there and improve the knee joint mobility. Like I said, you would follow it up with any stretch along that joint. So this is addressing pain largely by attacking edema and swelling. And you'll see a noticeable improvement in swelling when you do this right. Okay, go and sit on up. Now we're going to address movement. So a lot of times we might hurt in an area because the tissues don't move very well. Say you did have surgery, you've dealt with swelling, but it's sticky. It doesn't glide very well. There might be external scar tissue. There might be internal scar tissue. There might be adhered tissue where it literally doesn't glide very well. Think of the difficulty with doing an active straight leg raise or touching your toes, or the difficulty for your heel to get all the way to your butt. So we can work on mobility, which many times helps fix pain patterns and also can help you with life. Say you want to get up and down off the floor a little bit easier, or you want to exercise in a better way, and your body is limiting you from maybe repetitive posturing, such as at work in an office all day, or you're an athlete and you've done something very repetitive over and over and over again that's led to some tissue tightness. So we can do the same thing. So instead of the knee, now we're going to address more of the thigh. So she's going to wrap in the same fashion, but kind of target the thigh tissue. This might be good, like I said, for stretching the back side of her body or stretching the front side. We can do both. Once you wrap the thigh, again, you have that 3 to 5 minute window to work productively on your movements. So a lot of people find relief in doing this by focusing on the stretches that are most difficult. So for you, We're going to find what movement pattern are you not good at, and we're going to fill that bucket. Maybe that's led to some pain syndromes. Maybe it's led to some inefficiencies with your sport or activity or your performance-related goal. So now we wrap the thigh. Let's focus on the anterior line. So she's going to stand up, put her leg on the table, and sit back into a quad stretch. So right leg up on the table, and then now go ahead, and she's going to sit nice and low, trying to get her heel to her buttock there. In this position, she's stretching the front part of the thigh, but the banded part of it compresses that tissue. And there's something just sheerly magical about that compression. A decade ago, they used to call this voodoo bands. They called it voodoo because they didn't know why it worked. They just knew that after you did it for a little bit, it felt a lot better and a lot easier to move. So now go and stand tall and give me 5 squats up and down. So if you want to improve movement, you need to aim at a certain movement pattern. So what we just did is we did an anterior line stretch. Think of it like a quad stretch. And now we're coupling it with a difficult pattern for her, which was we just kind of picked a squat out of the limb. But if a squat or a lunge hurts or a toe touch hurts, try using the band on yourself. Wrap up the thigh or the area that's tight. Work on a stretch. And then do a few movement patterns to improve on how that moves. Go ahead and undo it. This is one of your best mobility tools to put in your gym bag. It's one of the best tools to use at home to enhance how well you move. We can show you how. We can show you the stretches to do. Feel free to visit our website at kindperformance.com for further information. Thank you.